The 1% smarter is not on microphones.
Don't ask for two.
Welcome to Hey Therapist. I'm your host, Leslie Ross. With me is my producer, Jay Wesley Lindley. Let's get mental. We are starting with episode 20, and I have a special guest with me, and we're going to get to her in a minute. But this is April, and she's going to tell her story for some upcoming episodes. But what we're going to start with, which will be episode 20, which will come out this week because I didn't have one last week because we were on vacation. It's fine. We were born and raised, went and did that again. It was a blast. You have to go with us next year.
So totally jealous.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. It looks amazing.
Yeah, you need to go next year.
I will.
So what I want to start with, though, I got my first write-in from the show. It was actually from a friend.
Okay.
Who listens.
Okay.
Which it was a surprising friend. I'm surprised he listens, but he represents. It was the episode I did about it's better to want than need, right?
Okay.
And so he writes in and says, the feeling of being needed is missing in my relationship. A man needs to feel needed. That doesn't mean that she can't live without him. It just means he completes her. I need to know she needs my love and she needs me in the household to make it complete. A man needs validation. I think it goes both ways. A woman needs similar things, just a little different. So what do you think about that?
I can agree with that. I can be on terms. I mean, when it comes into relationships and when you really think about it, it would go both ways. I know I need to be validated, and sometimes it feels good to be needed, but it can be too needy sometimes. And when that too needy comes into play, ain't nobody got time for that part.
Right.
So I think that probably more men go without validation than what women do, because we thrive sometimes on that. I hate to even admit it, but we need that good morning. I love you.
We need the good morning text. But I think that's a personal need.
Right.
But you don't really need, it's a want. It's a
Right.
personal want. I prefer it
Right.
when my person sends me the good morning text and messages me throughout the day and lets me know that they're thinking of me and doing those things.
Right.
I think that's different than the needing. I don't know. I mean, I think there's some, because I agree, you can become needy,
Right.
and that's not a good look.
Right. And I think that maybe it comes along with what is going on. Women tend to, I don't need a man. I don't need a man to do this. I can do it all by myself.
Sure.
I can do all the things. And maybe that is something we're overlooking as, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is
I
a
don't
tough
know.
one. It is
I
a
don't
tough
know.
one because I don't need a man.
Right.
I'm pretty capable. Now, do I like to have someone to lift things for me? Sure.
Yes.
Would I love for you to take out the trash? Yes.
Yes.
1,000%. But I'm capable. I can pay my own bills. I can do all the things. Now, can I provide all of the love and support and things that a man can bring into a relationship? Well, no.
Right.
And my friends can't do that either because
Right.
it's different. And I have
It
great
is.
friends, one sitting right beside me. But it's not the same when they send me a good morning text as when the person that I'm with sends me a good morning text.
Right.
It's fulfilling, but I don't know that it's a need.
Going to the need, though, it's really got my head spinning, honestly, because I think maybe where he may be coming from is the woman so carried away in her everyday and iterating that to him all the time. I don't need you. I can do this on my own. You are here
Right.
because I choose you to be here.
Sure.
Because I like to feel needed. I like to feel, and
Of course.
so there's got to be something underlying, maybe.
That's what I think when it comes to it.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more than what he wrote in to talk to you about.
See, that's what I think too, because I've been in relationships where the man took care of things and
Right.
he was kind of head of house, and that's fine. Like, I'll let you, if you want to take all the responsibility, I'll let you 1,000%. And I've also been on the other side of that where I made more money and I took care of things and I was able to help him out. And I think there is a gender difference in that because men need it's the Barbie movie, right? I don't know
Right.
if you've seen the Barbie movie.
Not yet.
But the Barbie movie is Barbie has a good day regardless. Barbie has a good day because she's going to have a good day. Ken has a good day when Barbie acknowledges him.
Okay.
So if Barbie doesn't say, hi, Ken, and she doesn't wave at him and she doesn't want to spend time with him, then Ken has a bad day.
Okay.
And I think that's one thing. There's a lot of things the Barbie movie got right. So if y'all haven't seen it, don't knock it. There's a lot of things that it got right. And in the end, it's about equality. So it's not this women power nonsense. It's about equality. There is the men want to feel needed. Right. So I think it is an internal thing. And we all want to feel needed. And I think in your relationship, you throw each other the boat, right?
True.
It's not about wanting that or needing that. Like, I don't need you to take care of me. I don't need you to make sure I'm okay when we're spending time in separate rooms. I don't need you to do all these things for me. But I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you.
Exactly. Knowing when to say, hey, I've had a bad day and I just need you. Instead of, every day's a bad day. Come here. Yes. Let me just smother you in this big, giant tarp blanket, whatever it is. And it's like, oh my God, but back off. I can't do this with you. And so that communication, leaving that communication open that says, hey, like, I need you. And I know everybody needs to feel needed at times in their life. Even, relationships aside, work, friendships, just every part of it. So.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree that there is a certain level of need.
Right.
But I think it's a need by choice.
Yes.
Not a neediness.
Granted.
Because I've been that needy person where I'm like, I want you to message me all day and I need all the attention. But that was an internal thing I had to work on.
Right.
And when the person I was with was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? I need you to chill out.
I just went to the bathroom, left my phone on the table. I'm back now.
Right. I was playing a game. I didn't hear my phone. It's fine. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, you can call me on my shit. I'm fine with it. Like, call me on it.
Right.
But then I'm going to have a day where I'm going to be like, listen, I'm super needy today.
Yep.
And I will probably let you know that. Right. I will give you a heads up.
Yes.
I am super needy.
Right.
I need you to come sit with me. I need you to message me back.
Drop everything and come over here right now.
Now.
I don't need anything. I'm just needy.
Right. Exactly. And I think if you can acknowledge that,
right,
that's what makes it a little more helpful than being dependent. Because when I think of when you're needing someone, like if you need someone in your life,
right,
I feel like that's more of a dependency issue.
Very much so.
Than a choice.
Exactly. And I think some freedom comes in making those choices that say, you know what, I don't need anyone. I need to be able to rely on myself because at the end of the day, regardless of who they are, very few people are going to put you in front of themselves. It just does not happen. And so I think that was one of the things with me that when I decided I needed to make sure that I could do it on my own and that I could not depend on anybody, life turned out different. It was okay to take a deep breath and let someone get away from their phone. Not chase them down when they're going out or show up when they're out with their friends. Like, oh, I didn't know you were coming. Oh, what a surprise.
I forgot you said you would be in this place at this time.
I could have swore it was the one next door. Stupid.
But I think we all act stupid in relationships too, though.
Yes.
I mean, there's a level of stupidity because I can look back and be like, what were you doing? Oh. No wonder they didn't talk to, like, what is happening in your brain hole that made you act like that?
Yes. But, oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm even going to get into my stories, but yes, they were rough. I acted a fool. Let's see how fast we can drive on the interstate and chase each other down. I mean, just come on now. Not my finest moments.
But I think we all look at that and have those times where it seems like a good idea at the time.
It does. And that feeling of despair though, when you have and you're actually acting that stupid and you are chasing something that is not meant to be, but that despair that says, I need you and I cannot live without you. That's a horrible feeling.
It's a horrible feeling.
It is. I don't, hope anybody who feels like that is seriously going to work on that because it's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough. It's a rough way to live.
It really is. And I think when you have a great relationship that ends for whatever reason, and I mean, because some good relationships just end.
I agree.
Right? I mean, life happens, things go,
Yes.
Get in the way, whatever. That level of despair does come in. And with all relationships, even a bad relationship that ends, you feel that death of it. You grieve it. You for some reason always just start remembering all these good times, not the terrible parts at the end.
Right.
So we have those moments where we feel like we can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
I can't do this without them. I don't know who I am without this person and all of that. And it's okay to have that moment, but we can't live there. And that's where it's important, like you said, to be self-reliant, to be able to say, yeah, this sucks.
Yes.
And it's going to be different without them. But I'll be all right.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you are okay. Life has a funny way of just being okay.
It really does.
Yes. If you will not stay in that moment and move on, it will be okay. It ends up okay.
It does. Yeah. And I think that's with all relationships. I mean, with jobs, with everything else.
Yes, that's life in general.
It
always turns out okay.
It really does. If you keep moving forward.
Yes. Yeah, you can't stay stuck.
You can't stay stuck.
You do not get to just sit there.
Some people do.
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. We call that the... Could that be the pothole?
The pothole.
Yeah.
It's the pothole.
The city pothole that doesn't get fixed.
That's it. You know it's there. It's annoying.
Yes.
It's driving everybody crazy. But yet.
Yeah, and that unhealed and that unwillingness to do something and it goes back, I mean, it's full circle back to the need that I have to have this and the unrationalization of everything.
Yes. Yes, people become very irrational.
I laugh, but
because we can look back on our lives and go, holy, I am so glad that that's not documented anywhere.
Oh, yes. And nobody, that's a good thing about moving out here. After all that dumb shit I did, I got to move to a whole new state that's 23 hours away, and I don't have to run into people and relive that, but yeah.
Clean slate,
yeah, but not living there anymore and not
it helps to get away sometimes.
It does it's very sometimes I actually envy people who they stay in the same place as any kind of trauma or anything that they've went through, because it's hard. It's very hard. It's just like all the country songs, starting over in a small town. I can't. It's rough, and every town is small when you're starting over. It doesn't matter if you're downtown Atlanta. It's small. You run into the same people. Yep. You see the same places. And, I lived in the same area for a long time where I was with my ex, who was a terrible human. And I would see he had a very distinctive vehicle. Right.
And even though it was the Oklahoma City area and more and all of those places, I would see him every now and then.
Yeah, it's small.
And I'm like, oh.
Well, and just because you went through something doesn't mean all of a sudden your taste in food changes.
Sure.
Your taste in movies change. Even if the bar, whatever it is, you're still going to the same places, the same bank.
Yep.
The same grocery store. Like they don't shift around. It doesn't just move. So.
No. And your friend group who feels the need to tell you all the things that are happening in the other part, stop it.
Yeah.
Let me just say to everyone out there, stop it. If your person has a breakup,
right,
and you're all in the same friend group, because we were together for 9 years.
Yes.
We had the same friend group. I had my own friends. He had his own friends. But for the most part, it's the same friend group.
Well, and they intermix, too, because, if I meet somebody, I'm like, hey, guess what, Sonny? Whatever. They're coming over.
You're friends with them now.
Yeah. You like them or no. I don't care. We're all friends. So, yes, it intermixes.
It does. And they feel the need after a breakup. And I am very good about this. I think, and I think it's because I went through what I went through. If I see someone's ex somewhere, I'm not going to talk to them about it.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, hey, girl, I saw your ex and he was out without They don't care. No one. My friend group used to tell me things all the time. Well, he was doing that. I was like, and they would start with, hey, have you heard about him? And I'm like, is he dead?
Right.
And they would say, well, no. And I'm like, then I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Because unless he's died, I really don't care. And that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true.
And even if he had died, I'm still not going to the funeral. I still don't care. But thank you.
But thank you for letting me know I don't have to hear any more stories.
Right.
Because nobody wants that. You don't want to keep, because most of the times in relationships, we don't know what happened.
Exactly.
You have highlights. We see the public version of a relationship. You may
Right.
know things aren't ideal, but the people inside those relationships are not telling you the whole story,
Exactly.
even after it's over. I mean, I've never talked about my whole story to anybody. They don't know everything. They don't need to.
Right.
It's not relative.
Yeah, there's many things that I could, still, that I try not to think about. I mean, I had a shitty 12 years, married to the same one for 12 years, and it was rough. And there's still some things I don't want anybody to know. It's not, no.
There's no reason.
None.
There's no reason. And every time you bring that person back up, you're making the other person who may be having a great day
Right.
now remember some terrible times.
Right.
Because it's not going to be a funny story. I don't care what they were doing. I don't care if you think it was a funny story about them or they did something or now I did get sent his mugshot. And
Oh, that's great.
I did appreciate that.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
could
was
see that. Yeah.
that was something I was like, oh,
Even just
all
one
right.
of those subtle hints. Hey, check the jailbirds this week. You're gonna love this one. Yeah,
Jump on there. That
Yeah.
was entertaining. I appreciated seeing that because it looked like he had been beaten, gotten his ass whooped. Which I still have it like in my Google photos. I still have this mugshot because it
Yes.
makes me giggle a little.
And that's a good thing to have.
It
It is, especially when it comes full circle. It's like one of those
Absolutely.
things. It's like, oh, did that hurt? Oh, you poor thing.
Poor thing.
Yes.
Someone didn't like what you had to say and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get to mouth off and be
Right.
aggressive. Cool.
Yeah. You weren't the abuser this time.
Right?
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. We started this episode and we were talking about, want versus need.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little of both
Yes,
in all things.
I agree.
I do still stand on you don't need anyone though. It's nice to have someone you can need.
Right.
If you're in a relationship and like you said with Sonny, you can be like, come here. I need you. Like, come here. Just cuddle me.
He can always tell because I'm like, I just had a bad day. And he laughs and he'll give me what I need, but we can still be apart and we can still do all the things. So I'm in 100% agreement with you. You don't have, it's good to be needed, but don't be needy.
There you go.
Don't have to need somebody. Is
Perfect.
that even a thing? Don't have to need somebody.
Yeah, don't have to need somebody.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all next time.
For my producer, Jay Lindley, I'm Leslie Ross. Thank you all for joining us. Please send any questions or comments through the website, heytherapist.com, or email help@heytherapist.com. They may be featured on the show anonymously. Hey Therapist is an SEOK radio production and is for your entertainment purposes only. Thank you for joining us. Make good choices.